If you've not already viewed the webinar titled What are Behavior Support Plans, please do so before continuing. This webinar will provide you with more information on how behavior support plans can help prevent challenging behaviors. As a reminder, behavior support plans are most effective in reducing and preventing children's challenging behaviors when they address three critical areas: prevention of challenging behaviors, teaching replacement skills, and developing new responses to the challenging behaviors. Prevention strategies are used to support and prepare your child for situations where they have engaged in challenging behaviors in the past. Strategies to prevent challenging behaviors will vary across children and will depend on the unique needs of your child. The information collected during the FBA process can help determine which prevention strategies will work best. It does this by highlighting common times and situations when your child has engaged in challenging behaviors in the past. Oftentimes, preventing challenging behaviors requires you to plan ahead of time, but in general, this will always pay off. You may be asking yourself, why do we need to prepare our children for situations? Shouldn't they just learn what to do? But let's take a moment to think about your own life and what helps you succeed. Imagine a scenario where you come into work and find out you have a big presentation and you didn't even know about it. Everyone at the meeting is staring at you and asking you, why aren't you prepared? Chances are, this will make you feel anxious, self-conscious, and possibly even angry. You are completely unprepared and don't know what to do. Now, let's imagine a situation where you feel a bit more prepared. Perhaps this time your boss emails you earlier in the week and tells you they'd like you to give a quick 10-minute presentation at this week's meeting. When this happens, you have time to mentally and physically prepare for the meeting. You'll go into the meeting feeling less anxious and ready to do a great job. By emailing you ahead of time, your boss let you know what was going to happen and what you needed to do to be successful there. After this happened, you were able to give a fantastic presentation and keep your calm while doing so. In the previous example, we talked about how having extra support might make you more successful. Well, guess what? It works the same way for your kids. For young children, these supports, or prevention strategies, typically fall into three categories. They help children understand upcoming transitions, clearly outline behavior expectations, and promote child independence. Next, we'll talk a little bit more about each of these different kinds of strategies and what they might look like in your family. To begin, let's talk about strategies which help children understand and prepare for upcoming events and transitions. These strategies are most helpful for children who engage in challenging behaviors when they don't know what's going to happen next. To best support these children, parents can plan and use predictable schedules and routines. Predictable schedules and routines help children anticipate upcoming events and know what they need to do each step of the way. Providing transition warnings for some kids also helps decrease challenging behaviors. Transition warnings are most successful when they clearly tell your child what is going to happen prior to ending the current activity. For example, you may say, in 2 minutes we are cleaning up and going home. Or, let's go down the slide one more time, then go to lunch. For some children, transition warnings will be even more effective if you use a timer, countdown, or a song to help them understand exactly when the transition will occur. If using a song or timer, just make sure you explain to your child what they can expect to do once the song or timer is complete. Transition warnings can be helpful because they clearly explain how long a child can expect to continue doing what they are currently doing before moving on to the next activity. To best support your child, you need to figure out what kind of transition warning will work best. Now, let's watch an example of how using transition warnings helped Claire's family decrease her challenging behaviors. The next clip shows an example of how Claire used to respond to transitions before her family developed a behavior support plan. This example was recorded immediately following Claire's father taking away her iPad and saying, "It's time for you to go help your mom." After developing a behavior support plan, Claire's family members began to use transition warnings to tell Claire exactly when the iPad would be taken away. Claire quickly learned to remain calm when she was told that she had to put away the iPad. This clip shows how transition warnings help Claire remain calm, even when she knows her favorite iPad is about to be taken away.
Hey, can you pause it for a sec? In 1 minute, it's going to be time to put shoes on.
Challenging behaviors also occur for some children when they're not sure what's going to happen next. We can help these children organize their day by using simple visuals which help them understand what to expect. Here's an example of a visual schedule Jana's mom made for her. On days when Jana's mom had to run errands, Jana used to scream and cry. As a prevention strategy, Jana's mom now organizes the day for her daughter using pictures. This way, Jana can see that first they go to the post office, then they'll pick up her sister from school, and after all of that, they get to go to the park. Visuals can also be used to break down hard routines. Here, you see an example of a parent who made a visual schedule to help his daughter get ready for school. Her father taped this schedule up on the front door at his daughter's eye level. Every day, he taught his daughter to check a box each time they completed one part of the routine. Over time, his daughter was able to get ready on her own using the schedule. In general, visual schedules are most effective when they have pictures that clearly depict what is required of the child at each step. First then language can also help prevent challenging behaviors for some children. When you use first then language, it helps your child understand what they have to do first before they can access what they want to do later. For example, first we put on our jackets, then we can sing a song. Or, first we brush our hair, then you can feed the dog. This type of language is only effective for young children if parents ensure that the second option is a preferred activity or object. For some young children, first then strategies work best when paired with a visual. You can see here an example of a first then visual a grandmother made for her grandson, explaining first he must clean up, then they can blow bubbles together. Next, we'll show you a clip where Madison tells Emily to put on her shoes, but Emily engages in challenging behavior.
Emily, it's time to get ready. Put on your shoes.
No.
Emily, we gotta put on your shoes.
No shoes.
No. Emily, let's go. Come on.
No shoes.
Fine, I'll just do it for you, Emily. I'm gonna have to take this away.
No.
Madison knows that Emily loves going to the park, so the next day she tells Emily, first you put on your shoes, then we can go to the park. This time, Emily knows exactly what she must do before she gets to go to the park.
Emily, it's time for us to go to the playground. Look, first you put on your shoes, then we get to go to the playground. There you go, you do it. Great job, nice listening. Let's go to the playground.
If your child engages in challenging behaviors due to upcoming events and transitions, using these prevention strategies may be helpful. This brings us to the second category of prevention strategies, clearly outlining behavior expectations. For some children, challenging behaviors may occur when they have not received clear directions regarding what they should be doing. Clear directions regarding behavior are often called behavior expectations. Many behavior support plans use behavior expectations as preventative strategies. Behavior expectations describe what the child should do versus what they shouldn't do. Parents should tell their child their expectations prior to an upcoming routine and frequently throughout the routine. Repetition helps the children learn what is expected of them in different contexts. Some families may choose to create visuals for the different behavior expectations and have them either posted on the walls or small enough to fit in a pocket so you can take them on the go. Here are some examples of clear behavior expectations. Instead of telling your child not to hit, you can tell them, use gentle hands. Instead of telling your child not to run, you can say, walk slowly. If you have issues with your child following directions, instead of saying, what are you doing, you can say, follow directions. Just remember, these work best when told to a child before an activity. Not only do children respond well to clear directions, but they also respond well when they are given positive attention and behavior-specific praise. You can give your child positive attention throughout the day in different ways. For example, if you walk past your child, you can give them a hug or a high five. If you see them across the room, you can make sure you smile. And, of course, whenever you have free time, it's a great idea to join your child's play or talk to them about something they are interested in. Children do best when they receive frequent positive attention from the adults in their lives, and sometimes this is enough to prevent challenging behaviors throughout the day. When learning new behaviors, children may also benefit from adults bringing to attention what they are doing correctly. You can do this by providing what we call behavior-specific praise. When you catch your child engaging in a behavior you'd like to see more of, try saying something like, I like the way you're using walking feet, or you followed directions, instead of good job. Good job, for example, does not tell your child specifically what they are doing correctly. The third category of prevention strategies can be described as strategies which help empower your child and promote independence. Although many of the strategies we discussed earlier can also help promote independence, here we'd like to highlight two in particular which may have more immediate effects. The first strategy involves creating multiple opportunities throughout the day for your child to make choices. Providing your child with these opportunities can sometimes prevent challenging behaviors. In this next clip, you'll see Claire get upset about the cup her brother is using. Her mom will then try to support Claire by asking her, "Which cup do you want?" Claire continues to ask for the pink cup, even though this is not an option.
Aw, but that's my cup! And I
I
don't
let him,
get smoothie.
I let him choose which cup he wanted. Which one do you want? I'll pour you some smoothie.
Pink.
Well, the pink one's being used right now. Which other one do you want?
Pink.
In the next clip, you'll watch Claire's mother provide Claire with a choice between alternative cups. Once Claire is given clear choices, she is able to choose which cup she wants and continue her morning without a tantrum.
You want a grown-up glass?
Yeah,
With a butterfly or one of like the short glass ones?
short.
Okay, those are really good for smoothies.
For some children, it may help to have clear visuals when providing choices. These can either be in the form of pictures or actual items. Parents may also choose to provide their children with choices within an activity. For example, some children may find cleanup routines difficult. Creating opportunities to make choices at the beginning of the cleanup may help prevent challenging behaviors. For a routine like cleanup, a parent may begin by asking their child, "Do you want to clean up the toy people first or the cars first?" Here is a complete list of all prevention strategies. If you think your child might benefit from these, it might be a good time to pause this webinar and either write down the strategies you'd like to use or take a screenshot of the entire list so you can come back to them later. To make sure all family members know how to help prevent challenging behaviors, prevention strategies should be described in 3 ways. First, the behavior support plan should clearly describe which strategies will be used. Second, it's important to clearly define when each strategy will be used. And finally, the plan must clearly describe what implementing the strategy will look like. Clearly outlining each strategy in these 3 ways will help ensure that all adults in the home are consistent with the language and actions they use when helping prevent challenging behaviors. As a reminder, these strategies are preventative. They should only be used when your child is not engaging in challenging behaviors, and they will be most successful when used frequently, consistently, and throughout your child's day. For more information on challenging behaviors and how to address them, please watch our other webinars covering the following topics.